Well, here we are, book 3, the final book in the series. And if you tune into the end, massive, huge spoilers. It's a 3-book series, and first one, second one, and if you go watch the other one, the guy died in the library. So I have no idea what the carriage house has to do with the library. But anyways, it's a 3-book series. And hey, could you do me a favor and hit the like and subscribe, please? I keep forgetting. This is the D. Louise book series. I read a book and I talk about a book. I do unboxing on Sunday. We're reading J.D. Robb on Saturday. We have If Then on Fridays. If you like this author, you might like that author. And Voyager recaps. So if you could please tune in. There's over 2,000 videos out there. And several hundred shorts. But anyways, The Secret Staircase. I'm a genealogist. I love genealogy. I love history. I love tracing the family tree. So this book does all of that. It has a mystery, and it's the mystery of the Henry Barton family, and they're tracing the genealogy of his tree, and what happened to his family, and what happened to his children, and what happened to his wife, and what happened to his estate, and it's so awesome. It's just so good. And it's really a shame. This series really could have gone places. I could see several spin-off series, a bookshop in town, a murder sleuth, join the other bookshops, the Lorna Barrett series, Krista Davis series. It could have joined all those different series with Vicky Delaney, the Sherlock Holmes. They've all got these little towns, or Jacqueline Frost with her Mistletoe Town, or there's another one with the Rudolph Town, and they've all got these little theme towns. This would have made a really great series. But unfortunately, the author passed away, and that's the end of that.
So, are you ignoring me?
Kate was working in Philadelphia, and a big conglomerate bought out a hotel, so her and most of her staff were let go. So then Elizabeth pulled her into town and said, "Hey, look, the town needs saving. How do you think you can save it?" It turns out that the Henry Barton left his estate to the town, and he left enough money in perpetuity to take care of the house forever. However, the bank manager embezzled the money, so they don't have any funds anymore. And so there's that, and she's meeting with the board and the mayor and stuff like that. And the librarian gets killed in the last book in the library, so I have no idea what the carriage house has to do with the whole thing. But they're still researching Henry. They discovered his connection to Clara Barton in the first book, and they've discovered, his wife, and they lived, and all this genealogy and all this extra family, and they're doing the house and they're doing the renovations, and they want to make it the focal point of the town, and they're going to do stuff to it, and it's a shame we won't get to see all of it. So they're doing she calls in a contractor to do some renovations, and they're in the kitchen, and the guy's tapping, tap, 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 tap. Oh, this is hollow. This is hollow. This is not a solid wall. So, he gets his little machine with the little hose, drills a little hole in the wall, sticks his wire through the wall, and does some looking around. And it's a staircase. It's hidden behind the kitchen wall, and there's a dead body. Guy's upside down. He fell down the stairs, broke his neck, and also was hit on the back of the head, and it's a skeleton. So he's been there a really long time, since the 1880s. So who is this guy? They call the cops. They try to get the body out the least destructive way. I really didn't understand how they did it, but I just would have cut a piece of the wall out, get the body out, and then put it back up. Get some sheetrock, put it back up. Try to make it look as it matches, because they're going to be doing a whole bunch of construction anyway. And so then there is the second death, I believe it turns out to be accidental. The guy was drunk and fell down the stairs, supposedly. But we still have Carol, Kate's friend, helping her from the library. We have Frances at the newspaper helping her. I love a newspaper that still has all their copies from 200 years ago. And they're starting to microfiche them. And she's doing all this research and she has the time. I love it. I have personally indexed 50 years of a newspaper. I was doing I was transcribing marriage records. And I decided that my marriage records would be different than any other marriage records in existence. My marriage records would tell you if your ancestors' marriage record appeared in the newspaper. And I'm doing all this, and I'm like, you know what? Might as well do obituaries too. And then I was like, you know what? If Sally and Jane are coming to town, or Sally and Joe are coming to town to Gloria's wedding, then obviously Gloria got married. So if I have the marriage, that's an indication of marriage. And I'll look up the marriage. As long as I had the marriage, there you go. It was noticed in the newspaper. Or if Mr. and Mrs. Smith are in town to attend Joe's death, well then obviously Joe has died. So that's an indication of death. I did all those. Yes, ma'am. There's an arm in front of my computer. Yes, ma'am. I should put you in. Wait a second. So anyways, I just love all the genealogy in here. I love all the research in here. It's a cozy mystery. It qualifies as a cozy. She really doesn't investigate the deaths. She's investigating Henry Barton and Henry Barton's history. And we also find out the names of the children and what happened to the children. And maybe anyway, you speculate on if someone had been intelligent enough to think XYZ, maybe they would have fixed it sooner. Maybe the kids wouldn't have died. But they didn't know anything back then. But so it's a really good mystery. And massive spoiler here. I usually don't do this, but it just struck me. So this was Miss Connolly's final book, and her daughter says, "Dear readers, the year is 2021, and I am writing this note to you on behalf of my mother. As you may have heard, Sheila Connolly died in the spring of 2020 at her cottage in Ireland following a diagnosis of cancer she kept very close to the vest. My mother didn't want to talk about her health. She wanted to talk about books, writing, and her next subject of research at all times. She wanted to drink coffee and eat pastries, go to conferences in different cities, discover new relatives, and chat endlessly with her friends, both Irish and American, about all these things that have happened. As she came to writing after the age of 50, following a series of careers in different fields, and a full-time mystery writer absolutely was her favorite thing, a source of delight that animated her at every conversation. She wrote the first draft of this book, and by the time the manuscript came back with request edits, she was too ill to finish, so her daughter finished. So, if you don't want spoiler alerts, you can end now. But if you want a massive, huge spoiler, stick around. The first day of December had brought a fine coating of snow to Ashborough. This year, and now 2 weeks before Christmas, it had started up again, the wind casting a fleet of big, fluffy flakes all over the silent grounds of the Barton estate. I stood back on the stoop of the mansion and watched, absent-mindedly, rubbing my chilly hands together. Josh was making his way across the lawn as I looked on. He wore a blue down jacket and carried in front of him the last bushel basket of chestnuts gathered from beneath the tree behind the cottage house. It was late afternoon with light over the hillside beginning to fade, the hills behind the house turning a soft and shadowy blue. Inside, Bethany's teenage niece, Rika, along with her baby sister Eve, who had just started walking, sat near the kitchen fire as Morgan stoked it, setting the scene for an epic round of chestnut roasting. Bethany had asked her sister's permission to bring the kids over to the mansion one day, and they never wanted to leave. The place must seem like a castle to them. For the past 6 weeks, Rika had joined in with Lisbeth's son and daughter, a few other local kids, and 2 graduate students in agricultural studies to gather the chestnuts falling from the trees in the autumn months, all of them wearing thick leather gloves to shield their soft fingers from the burrs. I checked in with Ryan to make sure this didn't somehow constitute child labor, and he said we were all clear as long as we kept the kids supplied with juice boxes. It's sort of a practice run for a children's program at the Barton House. We could think about summer camp and school tours later, but I wanted to get a taste of what it would be like having groups of kids here, showing them around the place, studying the tasks and customs of another time, and it worked out marvelously. And it reminds me of Sagamore Hill from my childhood. Roosevelt's place, Teddy Roosevelt. If you haven't been there, you should try and go there. Uh, I still love the kids' room, all the toys and stuff of the time. And that's my fondest memory of going there is the kids' room. So, I think we'll move on to happier stuff. This was a good book. I love the genealogy aspect of it. I'm sad that the final chapter made me cry so much. I didn't expect it. But it's a 3-book series. Oh, and I learned something else about Sheila. She was a daughter of the American Revolution. I am a daughter of the American Revolution. So, book 1, book 2, and book 3. And it's a shame we'll never see anymore. But I hope you all have a good day. And don't forget to check out If Then Fridays, Voyager Fridays, JD Rob Saturdays, and Unboxing on Sundays, and my daily book reviews. Have a good one.